Well, thank you all for coming today. I just want to give a little bit of intro of what we're doing. This is Heroes of Runeterra. It is a D&D 5th edition campaign set in the world of Runeterra, which is the world of League of Legends. We are recording this for YouTube and plan to be releasing weekly episodes, cuts out of these sessions. Yeah, and I thought maybe everyone could just kind of introduce themselves, who they are. If you'd like to plug anything, this would be a good chance to do that. Maybe starting with Deshawn. Rad.
Yes, my name's Sylvia. You can find me on Twitter at rad_rad35. And that's pretty much it. And just Heroes of Runeterra. So I'm going to have so much fun. Hope you guys do too.
Andrea.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Andrea. You can find me on Twitter as well, at PreciousACP. I would love to plug in a little thing. Luke and I work on a project together, which is also D&D roleplay inspired, called Wandering Paths, which is a podcast. So you can find us at Paths Wandering on Twitter if you want to see what we're doing over there.
And Alex.
My name's Alex Story, and you can find me both on Twitter and YouTube at I'm Alex Story. And yeah, typically I do a lot of Dungeons & Dragons related content as well. Specifically lately, lots of how-to videos on how to use virtual tabletop tools like Roll20. So check it out, and let me know what you think.
And Jonathan.
I'm Jonathan. Don't find me. That's about it.
Nice. Well, welcome everyone to the world of Runeterra, and let's dive right into it. Welcome to Bilgewater, where fortunes are won and more often lost. Surrounded by treacherous straits and towering cliffs, Bilgewater Bay is as dangerous as those who call it home. You each are here for your various reasons, but today you are gathered for a special announcement. All silent for the Honorable Lieutenant Villeneuve. The voice of a burly Noxian guard booms over a crowd packed into a cramped square near the slaughter docks. You see the lieutenant, an imposing figure dressed in crimson. And let me show you a picture of her here. An imposing figure dressed in crimson, making her way to the stone dais. The smell of rotting sea monsters wafts up from the carving bays. Below, where they are stripped of all resources. Captains, crews, pirates, smugglers, and lowlifes of all sorts. The Lieutenant Villeneuve's icy, mocking voice cuts through the air, drawing a murmur at the word lowlifes. I come to you this day with an offer. One you would do well not to refuse. Noxus offers you employ within the greatest empire Runeterra has ever seen. You will be handsomely rewarded, and even more unlikely, offered some semblance of honor. I would like each of you to make a perception check for me, please.
First roll.
Yeah, first roll of a new campaign.
Let's get those lower rolls out the way.
All right, we've got Buxton with a 4, Melbourne with a 19, Kaori with a 4, Deshawn with an 11. Melbourne, you spot.
I'd like to point out that was a critical roll.
And it's only a 19. Melbourne, you spot nearby a ruddy-faced, red-haired street urchin hiding something in a stall. It's during this point that someone kind of shoves into Buxton, actually. In Buxton, you are pushed into Kaori and Deshawn, whom you do not know at this point, and we'll get into backstories more later.
Watch where you're walking.
Excuse me.
Quiet over there. The Empire does not make this offer lightly, Villeneuve continues. Loyalty is everything, and traitors to the cause will be offered no forgiveness. With that, the lieutenant whips around her cloak, a flourish of crimson against the haphazard backdrop of Bilgewater. Suddenly, an explosion rocks the square. Smoke billows out from the stall near you. Amidst the crowd's panic, you hear a Noxian guard's voice booming out. Those 4, arrest them! They have something to do with this! As the crowd thins out, a swarm of Noxian soldiers rushes toward you, leaving just one way out, straight into the slaughter docks. What do you
So they're
do?
running towards us now.
Correct.
Or we can run away from them? Is that what you mean?
Yep. You absolutely have the so there's Noxus guards that are more towards the front of the square, and the crowd is like
Gotcha.
running that way, and they're running at you through the crowd. So a little bit, not quickly, but I would say there's a couple dozen of them.
How
Grab the
is
arm
it just
of Deshaun and start to whisper like, "We need to get out of here. Let's look for a way out."
All right, Melbourne. It looks like stuff is getting a little too spicy right now. Let's get it moving. And I start running, just kind of waddling and scrambling my way through, beelining as fast as possible away from the guards.
Sweet.
Aye, Captain.
Is there only one way away from the guards, or is there multiple areas we can run away?
Yeah, so you are near basically an entrance to the slaughter docks, and it's really the only convenient way out.
I will cast mage armor right now.
Nice. Kaori and Deshaun, do you follow as well? You see this giant, like 6.5-foot robot, and Yordle dressed as a pirate, it's about 2.5 feet, take off saying, "We got to get out of here."
Kaori would follow in a similar pattern because it definitely looks like the easiest route, and she would be trying to beckon Deshaun's like, "Let's go this way, see if we can find better footing."
Sweet.
Follow me if you want to live.
I would just yell out, "I didn't do nothing over here," and I would just start legging her as well.
Nice. So as you guys are running toward the slaughter docks, you have a chance to get a look at each other. And maybe each of you, starting with Deshaun, could give just like a very quick physical description, and I'll pop up the pictures one at a time.
So you see a humanoid creature with a pink and yellow chameleon tail that's rolled at the tip. You see big amber eyes, and she's holding a large book. She keeps...
Did that pop up for you guys?
Not yet.
All right, hold on. I'm just going slow. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Her hair's short, pink, curly, and you see a couple of flowers on either side of her head. On her tail, you do see a fluffy little creature with a big mouth, big tongue, and a couple of little horns with a flower on its head as well. While she's yelling, "Thornback, come on, let's go!"
Sweet. Kaori, perhaps you could give us a small physical description as well.
Okay. So for Kaori, you see a 5-foot even, lean, athletic female with dark black hair pulled into a large knotted bun in the back of her head. And as she's running, you see this black monk robe kind of flurrying out a little bit to the side. And you see underneath these bright, like tan and red and gold monk robes. And as she's running, you can tell that her footsteps are very quiet, and it's almost rhythmic how she's moving, as her background is a blade dancer. And she's doing her best to kind of dart between everyone and seeking any opportunity where there's a place to jump up or do something that can get us some advantage against these Noxians that are chasing us.
Buxton.
Buxton stands a towering 2 feet 11 inches. Couldn't quite get 3 feet, but it's about 3'4" if you count his hat. And he's got a medium length, wavy golden fur, the color of the sea just after a clear dawn. He wears motley, mismatched garb, reds, blues, blacks, and whites, just whatever he could get his hands on and stitch together. His signature shirt is like this canvas doublet covered by a black salt-weathered waistcoat with these multicolored pearl buttons of turquoise kind of standing out in the darkness as he kind of like runs away. Inside the waistcoat, he keeps something important to him, and he wears black breeches, and you can see on his hip is a flintlock pistol. And then, curiously, he's missing a hand. And instead of a hand, you don't see a hook right now. You actually see a harmonica on a metal attachment. So that's as he kind of runs away, kind of like dipping beneath like people's legs as they run, kind of in front of him, just trying to kind of like weave in without getting trampled. He's like, "All right, come on, Melbourne."
In Melbourne.
Yeah, so Melbourne is a 6 foot tall, almost 300-pound construct or robot. Um, he's obviously aged and worn and been through the grinder a little bit. So he's got some banged up pieces on him, but he's still limber, flexible. He's still getting it, running along.
So this motley crew is making its way to the slaughter docks. Let's go ahead and move on to our first linearly enforced encounter. You can hear the sound of Noxian guards following you. They are being slowed down by the crowd. You were a little bit closer to the entrance than they were, and you find yourself here at the entrance to the slaughter docks. There's the smell of basically like rotting sea monsters, and you can even see over here on the side there's an example of a carcass here. This is where the ship's captains would come in and basically sell them as resources to be harvested. And let me pop you up a little. Hopefully the pop-ups are working now.
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Awesome.
So you can see an example picture here of the slaughter docks, just to give you an idea. And yeah, this is where you are. Hot, or the Noxian guard's hot on your heels. What do you do? Actually, let's go ahead and roll initiative, since this is an encounter based.
Absolutely. Big numbers. Come on.
Let's get it.
I like that 19.
Do you want me to re-roll? I think I rolled the track set.
Where are you?
17.
Oh, I think I can manually add you.
I can always just re-roll.
There we go. Now I got this. And you said it was a 17?
Yeah.
Great. And then... Awesome. All right. So this is what you're presented with. There's a number of buildings and docks around you. To your right is some water. To your left, actually, over here, to the, what would that be? The west is a basically the way the Bilgewater is built is like upwards, and so there's kind of a cliff there. There are some exits to this area. You've actually seen it before, but yeah, getting away to the west can only be done at certain parts, effectively.
Okay, can I just ask how far the Noxons are to us running behind?
Yeah, so you would estimate that they're probably maybe 90 feet out. It's going to take them, in game terms, maybe a turn or two to get to you.
Okay, and I've been to the slaughter docks before. I just have to go one of the exits to the west. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so you're familiar with, there's a couple of streets to the west. There's one here. There's one a little farther down. And then also it continues on to the south.
Okay, so I'm going to run forward my 30 feet. And as I'm running, I'm going to cast a minor illusion. As I run past, hopefully they have a hard time seeing, I'm going to cast a minor illusion myself jumping into the water.
Okay. Great. And where is this illusion running to?
So is it just the water next to me?
Minor illusion can create creatures, I think, right?
Create sound. Its volume can range from a whisper to a scream.
Alex, do you know?
Yeah, it's either or, so you can create either an image or a sound.
Okay, so yeah, you could definitely create an image of yourself doing that.
And as the minor illusion jumps into the water, I'm going to go splash and run past 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And that's as far as I get.
Great. Okay. Kaori. You see Deshawn, who you've maybe seen her do something like this before, create a copy of herself and send it off into the water.
Seeing that Kaori has created an illusion, or seeing that Deshawn has created an illusion, then Kaori chooses to dart forward about 40 feet to scout ahead a bit.
Great. Yeah, you don't see anything thus far.
Okay. And while I'm there, I prepare my blades by pulling out the 2 Navori blades that I do have, and then holding them on the broadside with my hand, and then focusing in meditation, I have them levitate out of my hands and start to fly around me in preparation for combat.
Great. All right, Melbourne. You see these 2 strange women that followed you. Dash forward.
Follow me, Captain. I will get you out of here.
I'm right behind you.
That's my turn.
And you can take it. Was that with a dash action?
No, I just ran.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll dash.
So while you're dashing, when you get to here, you would see a couple of swarthy individuals with a Noxian guard pop up to them, basically saying, "Stop anyone that comes through here."
We have company. It's my turn.
Buxton.
Melbourne, those are terrorists right there. Be careful. As I kind of like point towards like the 2 women that are doing all this fancy stuff, and I'm gonna like kind of run as well, kind of like dipping through, doing like somersaults through the legs, and say, "Pardon me, but I ain't got no time to entertain today." And then I'm gonna go ahead and cower behind me mate here.
Great. Yeah, so you do that, and at the end of your turn, so you've all gone. You hear the sounds of the guards getting closer from this direction, kind of shouting, and there's a little more clamoring from this direction now, off to the west, where this one guard just came up to approach these 2 unsavory-looking individuals. And we are back to Deshawn.
I would run forward to us so I can see the other guys. And as Buxton would have run past it, I would have said, "Oh, now you have, manners." And then I would just assess the situation. Can I see those 3 individuals to the west yet? Or am I unknowingly that they're there? Would I have heard what?
No, you can just hear the clamor of guards kind of rushing from this direction now.
Are there any entrances to the houses around as I ran past?
Yes, there are. So they're kind of hard to see here, but there's an entrance to this one here, an entrance to this top one here, and then I believe there's another one. Hold on just a minute. There's an entrance. No, okay, so and then this one's over here. So yeah, those are the 2 nearest to you, there and there.
Okay, so I moved 10. So I probably would, as I saw those guys in front of me, I would just say to Kaori, "I'm going through the door to that house back there." And I would go 20 feet, 30 feet in there.
I love
and
the
I would
accent.
probably dash. This is an Australian Southern accent I got going on here. I apologize. And I would just dash, I reckon. So 5, 10. Oh, do I see anything cool in the room? In the
No,
house?
nothing particularly interesting, but yeah,
Okay.
you are in this building.
And can I see an exit as I enter?
You can see another door up here, and it would be reasonable to assume, you would know, there's probably another door out here or something.
Okay, I get to there. And that is my turn.
And unfortunately, you are aware that to the west side is unfortunately unscalable. All right.
Fabulous.
Oh yes, fabulous. Kaori.
Well, as the robot and the tiny captain ran by, I would whisper in a very intense tone, "We are not a part of the problem. We were just there, and I don't know what you guys did, but we got to figure this out, because I refuse to fall before a Noxian today." And I would then join Deshawn, so I would hop myself into the same building. And be waiting in the doorway and whisper over to her, "Deshawn, what's the plan? Where are we going?
I'm making it up on the spot. Follow me.
Sounds great to me. And my blades will hover and get really close to me, so they're like right next to my shoulders.
Great. Melbourne.
Sorry. So I'm going to move and attack, but before I move, Captain Buxton, it wasn't them. It was a red-headed orphan. And then I will, oh, I can't move. Okay. Oh, there we go.
A red-headed orphan.
I'll move there, and I'm using my run over ability so I can move and attack. And then if I manage to hit,
can you just link that in chat real quick?
and
Yeah, there should be like a little speech bubble. Perfect.
oh, there you go.
Today when you move, do melee attack. Da, da, da. So you can knock them over here while it hits.
Yeah.
Let me roll. Was it a strength save?
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. So they are knocked prone,
Right.
and you do 7 damage plus 1d8, I think, for the run over.
Right. Oh my gosh.
All these crits. 15 damage. Yeah. So you just
nice.
run up and absolutely obliterate this poor woman out of nowhere. How does this happen?
I think I would just sprint directly into her and kind of shoulder check her to the ground and bring my follow-up hand like down on top of her, and then she's just kind of blood after that. She's less physical and more of a liquid form.
Beautiful. Buxton.
I got one, Captain.
Great job, Melbourne. And I'm gonna follow up behind him, and I'm gonna be like, this kind of reminds me about that time in Piltover. And then I'm gonna cast a spell on the southern big-looking dude. I'm gonna take out me harmonica, and I think I have to adjust my settings real quick because. No offense, but we're doing this in self-defense. And then I'm use my vicious mockery, and it's a DC 13 Wisdom save, and it's a. And I'm just gonna say, you look like what comes out of a poro's backside.
Aww. And which one is this on? The Noxian or the sailor?
The southern pirate looking guy.
Wow, you guys do not like these pirates. Fails.
Perfect. And I think something else happens with vicious mockery. It's been a while since
I
I've
think
played
he
a
has
part.
disadvantage. I think.
Or the next attack's advantage, I think, maybe.
Yeah, the next attack roll. Yeah, disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Cool. Let me put a little marker on him here.
And I'm gonna be right back, guys.
This will do. Alex is gone. All right, great. This guy that was just mocked in the Noxian guard spring to action. They have no idea what's going on. One of their mate was just pummeled, but the Noxian says, "To your feet, get him!" And he steps forward and attempts to hit Melbourne. Does a 21 hit?
It does.
That is 7 slashing damage. And let me get the other one real quick. And does a 10 hit?
No.
All right. So he's the Noxian shoulder steps forward and raises kind of a jagged-looking axe and beats it against your chest. What are you?
Prepare to be eliminated.
He just sneers.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
At this point as well, some more buddies come to the party. A pair of Noxian soldiers appear from the way you guys had come from. And we are on to who is next? Deshawn.
So you said the west. Is it a fence? Is it blocked off by... What's it blocked off by? Where I am.
So it's like a cliff face, basically. So Bilgewater is built into like cliffs. And so there's only certain streets that are kind of built up into the higher levels.
So there's no way of going through that at all?
Maybe if you had like full climbing gear and all the time in the world, like you could definitely do it. But in a hurry, it's going to be tough.
All right, so I'm going to yell out to Kaori, well, that was a bad idea going this way, and I'll just continue going through here. And... I'm just going to dash behind Buxton, I think, and that's probably all I could do. I might, can I roll for Poro on the initiative? So if he wants to do something, or if he can do something.
Let's just assume he goes like on your turn.
Okay. Cool.
But if you want him to separate from you, you can pull the token out.
No, that's all good. I just wanted to make sure when he can go. So I'll just go right behind Buxton and say, what the dang nabbit are we doing here?
We didn't hear you, Alex.
You might be muted.
Oh, no, I had the noise suppression on, but it's... And he's just going to be playing in the middle of his spell. Just chord.
Why don't you keep going? Hold up.
I pause for a second and I say, there's some guys in front of us. They need to be killed. They're blocking us.
And that's my turn.
Violence. All right. I think Kaori is up.
It's self-defense.
Kaori would continue to follow Deshawn. So let's see, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. And let's see. And the closest one's 20 feet from me.
And you wouldn't really have line of sight on them. You would hear that there's combat around the corner, though.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. It's good to know. So for the moment, Kaori tenses and prepares and looks around to see if there's any opportunity in the structures nearby, to see if there's anything that would be good for swinging on or doing any kind of surprise attack. And she tries to choreograph herself in a way how she wants to move next, and holds with the blades. They stop moving and then they just kind of angle and low like pulse.
Great. Yeah, you don't see anything immediately. You are standing in an old bloodstain, but that's all you really notice in the immediate area.
I block out the smell and I just kind of internally take like small breaths, trying to make sure that I'm getting focused on what's coming next instead of what's behind me.
Melbourne, you have just pummeled this poor lady pirate to death. There's not left but mush.
I will pull out my second axe and start just going to town on him. I guess I'll start with I'll do the Noxian guard.
Great. And you're two-handed fighting or two-weapon fighting?
Yes, sorry, that's the wrong thing. So my first roll's 12.
A 12 will not hit, unfortunately.
And then the second attack would be on the same guy. I don't know if you want to use that second roll or if you want me to roll again.
No, just roll again.
A 6, so
yeah. Even
no
worse.
good.
You were knocked off balance by his axe strike.
I may require assistance.
Buxton.
All right. I'm going to say, I'm here for you, Melbourne. Arrgh. And I'm going to take out my flintlock pistol. And I'm going to shoot it at this guy.
The pirate guy?
The pirate guy just to the south of Melbourne.
First
and say,
pistol shot.
Get your hands off me, friend. And I'm gonna stab him. Well, not stab him, but stab him with bullets. With my pistol.
Bang,
Oh my
bang.
gosh.
What are these rolls? Also beautiful gift.
Natural one.
Ouch.
Yeah, so Buxton takes out his overly loud flintlock pistol, the shot goes wide.
And I'm gonna say, sorry, my friend, but I've got a word for you. And it's heal. And I'm gonna cast Healing Word as a bonus action. At level 1, it's 7, and I'm gonna use my improved healing
Oh, the runic ability?
Yeah, boom. So I get to add a D4 to that, which I don't need to, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
That's nice.
Boom.
Ooh,
That makes up for the
4.
double ones.
Oh.
Yeah,
Great.
On me, I'm guessing.
on you. Yep. And I am going to.
And for the flavor of the lore, since Melbourne is a construct, Buxton, your time with Melbourne, you've actually been able to craft your healing to be able to work on him.
It's that big brain, you know. That's why they made me captain.
Great.
But that's my turn.
Well, these guys continue laying into Melbourne. The pirate says, "How could you do that? You're not so tough." And we have a 9 and an 18.
The 18 will hit.
18 will hit. All right. You will take 8 slashing damage. All that healing.
Well, an 18 is my armor class, right? So that
Meets it,
hit.
beats it, yeah.
Yeah.
While this is happening, these guys are kind of moving through the area. You can hear them calling, "I hear combat!" But you don't see them come around just yet. But you can definitely hear others growing closer. And we are back to Deshaun.
All right. Can I get past Buxton, or is he's kind of short, right? I can just step over him.
Oh, for me kind.
Yeah, you
So I
easily get by him.
kind of jump on my little chameleon tail over and leap over. I'm going to get right in front of this guy, and I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. So you see Deshaun bring her book up, and it's very nature-esque spellbook. It has like branches through the spine, moss all around the cover, and it glows green. And she mutters a few words, and I'm kind of cast at level 1. So DC 14 con save.
Great. And so I assume it's like there so that it...
Not to hit Melbourne, yeah.
Okay, great. DC 14 con save, you said?
Yes.
Ooh. All right. So the pirate beats it, but the Noxian does not. So it's half damage for a save. Is that correct?
Let me check. Yep, half damage and isn't pushed. So the one that doesn't save is pushed 10 feet away. And the one in front of me just takes half without being pushed.
Great. All right. Half of that would be 5.
And I might just move. That's okay. Just another 5.
Yep.
Just there.
No problem.
And I'll just yell, Kaori, you tiny little over here.
Hey, that actually bleeped in the proper sections.
Yeah.
I thought it was intentional at first.
Get your
really
channel
nice.
over here.
Kaori,
Hmm.
you hear the sound
Hearing
of
her.
combat ahead.
I do, and I choose to take that opportunity to almost, in a sense, parkouring, where I'm pressing my legs against the wall so I can dart side to side, so that I can come overhead so I don't even touch Buxton, and then I go around the corner.
For the cool factor,
then-
you don't even have to roll to do that.
Oh yeah, that's the best part. And then I do a bit of kind of like a butterfly or like a side aerial like fancy move as I see that Melbourne's repairing, and I go right between him and the pirate, and then I go to strike him.
Which
And-
one are you striking? The pirate or the soldier?
I'll go for the soldier, actually, since I'm right between.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack with my... I'm actually going to use my runic... What's it called? My runic pulse of duelist stance.
Yeah, can you just pop
So-
that in chat?
Mm-hmm.
Once per turn, you can choose an attack. If you succeed, you deal additional damage equal to half your proficiency, and you heal 1d6 life. Nice.
Mm-hmm. And for qualifying weapons, it's both my daggers, spear, and Novori blades could all be used interchangeably, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So for the moment, I would start with my Novori blades. So I would go to slash.
Yeah, and it says thrown, but it's not actually thrown. Unfortunately, a 10 misses. Now, as a monk, you can, as a bonus action, follow up with another attack with a monk, or not a bodhisattva weapon.
Mm-hmm. So seeing that when I go to hit the target, I go a little wide, I then pull out one of my kunai daggers, and I go to try to attack as a bonus action.
Oh no. 2 10s. Unfortunately, neither of them quite hit. You're a little off balance from your athletics earlier.
Mm-hmm. I landed a little rough.
Melbourne,
Right, so-
the two strangers have leapt to your aid, one of them casting a giant thunderous blast, and the other one whirling and flipping around like you've never seen.
And then just to take some opportunity, I just step over to the side, still within attack range, but trying to get better footing to restabilize and find another point to hit.
Sure, no problem.
And that would complete my turn.
Thank you for the assistance, friends.
And I will attack the pirate next to me. Okay. Well, 24 on my second hand swing.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll
Nice.
damage. I'm loving these low rolls. You're making my job easy to kill you all.
Oh, so you're an evil DM. I
No.
see.
So that's 5 damage.
Great. So he was already injured, and I think yes, that's actually enough to finish him. He's not particularly tough. So how do you do this?
Well, I missed with the first swing, but the second one comes low and catches him in the gut. He just takes it and then collapses in a heap.
Great.
Pretty basic.
And I think you can still move after attacking with 2, or is because the second attack is a bonus attack, I think.
Bonus action,
Yeah.
right? Sure, yeah. I'll just I'll step here.
And Buxton.
Great job, Melbourne. Another one down for the count. And I'm going to go ahead and walk over here. And I'm going to just take my little harmonica arm. And I just put my harmonica away. So, the little box
I just love that it's like a harmonica arm, though. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just a harmonica.
Oh, let me turn off the... Noxus! More like noxious fumes coming out of a butt.
You hear me go, ha!
And yeah, it's a solid 1 damage.
Let's
we in
see.
here.
He does fail the wisdom save, though.
That's all we ask. All right, you can make big cannon thunder things. I can call them names. I look at the woman with the poro.
All
Good
right.
work, Captain.
Yeah,
I do
you-
like a power stance.
You can hear behind you as more soldiers continue filtering through, and you can hear off to the west the sound of booted feet and shouted orders coming down this thoroughfare. And this Noxon is frankly overwhelmed, but he stands his ground and takes a swing at the Yordle who just called him a name.
Do your worst.
Is an 11
Bucko.
hit.
That'd be missing good old Buxton.
He kind of digs his heels in and like holds his shield up and his axe, and he's like, "Bring it." For Noxus. All right, Deshaun.
So, you said there were people coming from the west. How are they? Is there only like one alleyway to go through if we wanted to go west?
Yeah, you can actually potentially see them starting to round the corner. There's not really an escape route in that direction, so it would be like an avenue straight up into a higher tier.
So, guys, we ain't going that way, are we?
We will not die today.
That ain't what I asked, Kaori, but thank you. And then I cast Firebolt on that guy in front of Kaori and the metal construct dude.
Wait, you're casting it at the construct?
No, sorry,
I
the guy
understand, I
next to the
understand.
constructs.
Yes, a 22 will hit.
Oh, and that is a 1 damage right there.
This is some DPS, boys.
I look at
And I'm
Deshaun in
going-
solidarity.
And then I run south because that's the only way, right? So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can I see, is south the only way through here?
Yeah, so to your knowledge, the only current way is through here to continue south.
Okay, and that is my full 30 movement. That's my turn.
Great. We're back to Kaori, I believe.
Yes. I would make an attempt to do the same sequence because it's once per turn. So
Yep.
I would be using my Runic Pulse of Duelist Dance.
Nice.
And I would again try with my Navori Blade to see, since they're not being thrown, it's only like they're there and I can like have them dart forward. I haven't lost it yet, so I'll try attacking with my opposite blade to see if that's better for surprise.
Oh, it was much better.
Yes!
Let's go ahead and roll that damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll add your proficiency, which I believe is 2. So 10, 12. How do you do this?
Basically what happens is, as the fireball exploded, you see the sparks capture the essence in Kaori's eyes because they're hazel, and they will shift slightly depending on what she's wearing, her mood, or whatnot. So it's almost as if there's a telltale sign, but you never know if it's just the background or if it's actually from her soul. And when she hears Noxus guards just bearing down, said, "You choose to fight for Noxus, you shall die for Noxus." And then the blade just quickly darts right past my shoulder, cutting it up, and it basically goes straight across in front of his chest and neck, and it's just deep, clean cut. And
Jeez.
as the blade comes back, I just pulled it back in through focus, and I have my 2 blades focused next to me, and I just have my feet ground, and I stare at him as he falls before my feet.
Jesus. Remind me never to make you angry. All right, he not only is he dead, but he's humiliated.
Awesome. After seeing him fall, then I rush down the street in the same direction that I saw Deshaun, and I call out, "Let me know if there's anything else ahead."
Great. Melbourne.
I believe we found some competent friends, Captain. Shall we?
And I will follow them.
Captain nods. As you
I'm
get
just
to
dashing.
there, you see a strange sight, one that you would actually be familiar with. Pop these boys over.
My woodland creature friends.
Yes, woodland creature friends. That's exactly what they are. You spot a razor fin and several small wharf rats. These are like little hyena. They're basically half wolf, half shark. Let me pop it up for you.
What?
So these are the little wharf rat ones, and these would be actually common. They're like little scavengers that'll be in like the poorer parts of town in the especially in the slaughter docks because there's lots of food. So the wharf rats are the baby ones, and the razor fin is like an adult one, and you can see it's a little bit bigger and fearsome.
It's like a shark ferret.
Yeah, it's like it's like a shark ferret.
Dang.
And there's a couple of these kind of rooting through this, and you would know that, especially when they're in packs, they will attack.
Would I know how to get rid of them? Like loud noises or something? Or are they just kind of around to stay?
So they love more than anything, they love like meat. They are potentially like they will attack anything that they think that they can eat. Something like you, they may not attack immediately, and they may be scared of loud noises. I would say that maybe in the past you've been able to scare off small groups before.
Okay. All right. Can I make another announcement to the party?
Yeah, of course.
We have some wharf rats and razor fins up here. Watch yourself.
That'll be it. That'll be my turn.
Great. We are to... Where did my tracker go? There it is. Buxton.
All right, Buxton's gonna go ahead and dash from amidst all these corpses and just tiptoeing around them, be like, "Don't want to get to me boots dirty," and runs down this street, makes a dash around the corner, and is gonna stop here and be like, "Did you say wharf rats? They're actually those are probably preferable to those Noxus guards. I gotta do more cardio." Whew. And then I'm gonna spend the rest of my action just to dash behind my buddy over here. I got your back. Whatever you want to do, buddy.
Great. The Noxian's turn. The ever-present wrong layer. March onward of the Noxians continues as they you can hear them kind of like maybe some going through some of the buildings and some of the houses, and getting much closer from different directions. One even appears out of here, although you can't really see it. Maybe Deshaun could catch a glimpse. All right, Deshaun.
So, I heard. Do I know anything about these rats? Because I've kind of just gotten here.
Nope, you would know nothing about these wharf rats. In fact, they look kind of cute. At least the baby ones do.
So I'm gonna 5, 10, 15, 20 get there. So the only way is to the west there, or is there an entrance through the houses to the south?
Yeah, so there's a door here, and let me check if there are any others. No, unfortunately, the only way you see is the door, back the way you've come, and then obviously the water.
God nabbit. Okay, so
does anyone have any snacks?
Oh, snacks?
Poros.
They eat food? Is that what I gotta do?
They love food.
And then I gotta, with my beloved creature here, and I'm gonna take out his snacks, and this is his favorite food, and it is actually a meatball. You see like a juicy meatball with some sauce all over it. And I ditch it to try and get to the end of that wharf to try and distract them if I can. Some on the wharf somewhere.
Let's roll a dexterity attack roll just to see how close you get to it.
Is it just a dexterity check?
D20 plus your dex plus your proficiency.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll my dex, and then add a 2 to this roll. 23.
Well done.
It goes right wherever you want it to. So like around here.
Right at the end. Yep.
All right, let's give these guys some will saves. Let's see if they can. Let's see if they can resist
That meatball.
that meatball.
No one can
That's
resist
a
my
juicy
meatballs.
meatball.
You see the two closest to it start sniffing and look around, but this one, the crazy looking one right here, doesn't seem He seems more interested in you.
Okay. So that was that my action?
Yeah, let's say that was your action, fishing it out and throwing it. Okay, Ori.
Okay, so I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
gonna move. Sorry, no, that's okay. I'm just gonna move back a bit
Sure.
over here, and that's it.
Hearing that there are wharf rats, not being the most versed in them, I dart right up to see what's going on.
Yep, and you see this ugly looking one and this cute little one actually starting to kind of sniff their way over in this direction. But this guy is kind of like, he noticed something over here, right where you guys are, and he's kind of eyeing that way.
Interesting. After hearing Deshaun fidgeting around to throw a meatball, I consider if my rations would be similarly interesting or not.
Yeah, what would Ionian rations look like?
Well,
Trail
I
mix.
imagine that the Ionian rations would be similar to a blend of trail mix, dried fruits, and also a couple different things that are a lot more nautically inspired or
Sure.
Eastern inspired. So
You do
dried
notice
seaweed
that they're
stuff.
kind of like rooting through like bones and remains and that sort of thing.
Looking through, I would see if I have any strips of dried fish and a couple other things that are a little more fatty, like maybe even like some eel fat or something or whatnot. And I grab it and then try to wrap it all in the dry seaweed that I have. And I would follow suit and try spilling it onto the dock boards to encourage everything to let us pass.
Sure, perhaps you had like some anchovies or something like that.
Yeah, some anchovies and oil,
right.
something that's very pungent.
Give me a throw roll. I think you can just roll your blades and it'll be the same.
Okay.
And
it's
where
the
are you
same
aiming
stack.
for?
I'm hoping to get it right at the crook of where the dock and the street meet so that it's enough for us to pass.
Sure. A little bit closer too.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Great. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
16.
And then I would just take a few more steps to creep around the building to watch to see if they actually take the bait.
Yeah, absolutely. Unclear as of yet. Melbourne. You see these two rats are really interested in this direction. And this guy, his attention was caught a little more by what just happened here.
Okay, I'm just gonna run right in the door.
Through this door here.
Yes. So that's 30 feet to get right inside.
Oh, he ain't subtle at all.
And hold on. Oh, I think I did the wrong one. Yeah, let me open that for you.
Oh, the door's up there.
Yep. So you can pop right in. Yeah, they don't seem to notice you as you run by.
Okay. And I'll dash unless I see anything of interest. I'll just keep dashing.
No, it seems like most of the dock workers were where you guys just came from.
I think I can get here.
Great. Buxton. The wharf rats appear to be occupied with the food they've been given.
All right, well, I'm not going to give them a second chance to eye me up, so I'm going to go ahead and make a little dash and run over here and run into after Melbourne here and do my actual dash and then make it to this table here. Then I see Melbourne and I say, whew, all right, I think I have just enough breath for this. And I go, and it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog, all for me beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin on the lassies drinking gin. And across these eastern wharfs we will plunder. And I'm using my stellar inspiration on our good friend Melbourne here.
Great. And that works like bardic inspiration, right?
Yep,
Basically,
so D6. And you can choose to do it after you roll.
Great. Oh, so it's a little better. All right. You see the these two guys, the Razorfin and the Wharf Rat, going over to investigate the meatball. The Razorfin is like kind of bullying the little one so that he can eat it. But this guy moves over and he's kind of sniffing the fish, and he seems pretty interested in it. After all, okay, great. All right, and the ever-present march of death up here continues ever onward. Deshawn.
I'm gonna run. Oh, I'm gonna walk stealthily, perhaps. 1, 2. And I'm just gonna get my net to the wall, and I'm just gonna go do that sort of thing.
Yep. Yeah, they seem pretty
And
occupied with their dead food.
Cool. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna dash 2.
Great. Is that all?
Yes, that's as far as I get. Yep.
Kaori. And you guys are in a room, it looks like a butchering room.
I follow suit, making sure that everyone got in the space, since we seem to be working with these two strangers. So, 5, 10, 15...
Yeah, no problems.
And I rejoin the group, and as we're all in the area and I hear Buxton finishing his little phrase, I'm like, you're doing pretty well for someone so low stature.
Tiny lungs.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Heightest? Alright, Melbourne, you're up.
Okay. I was trying to debate. I was thinking about something, but I'll just keep running. Okay.
That was beautiful, Captain. Really inspiring.
And I will continue dashing. So this west side out here, is
Yep.
this the way up or is this blocked?
Yeah, so that is another avenue up. And
Okay.
are you dashing to that area?
Yeah, if it's clear up there, I will go up that way.
You hear no sounds of commotion from that direction.
Okay. Yeah, I will go that way.
Great. Buxton.
Follow me, crew.
Right behind you. And I'm gonna dash through this room. But while I'm dashing, I'm just gonna take a look at. It looks like there's some sea monster carcass going on here.
Yep.
Are there any easily salvageable salvage that I can just kind of like
Good
take?
thinking. Yeah, you can easily get one of its. It looked like that they were kind of butchering one of the tentacles off, and it would fetch a fair price on the market.
Yeah, my eyes get all big and I'm like, right behind you just after this, and I just rip off the tentacle and I start running after Melbourne here with just kind of like, slime going everywhere. And I guess I'm just gonna continue, dashing, so I'll just get right behind him.
Sure.
Catch money because it's delicious or because it's fearsome?
So it's useful as like different components and spells. Some people like to eat certain, parts of them. All the parts of the sea monsters are useful, from their bones to their fat to their meats.
Cool.
And we are to the enemies. You can hear behind you the Noxians continue to approach. You hear someone shout something about wharf rats. But that's all you hear. And we're back to Deshawn.
I'm gonna follow suit with these kind gentlemen. And did you say it's to the west here, or we're going south further?
No, so there is no sign of commotion in this avenue to the west.
And I will dash through, I guess. Continue through there.
Kaori?
I would follow suit. When I'm looking over at the carcass, is there anything that's easy to preserve for eating on the run, or is it mostly for like spell components that's remaining on the table?
Yeah, so you wouldn't be as familiar with this as Buxton would be, and so to you it just looks like a big mess, honestly.
Okay. That's fair. Just wanted to see if there was something worth eating. So I keep going.
Awesome. And at this point, you guys are able, escaping down that western alleyway. You're able to kind of, I have all your pictures still here. Take a bit of respite. It doesn't seem to be, the guards hadn't gone to the direction that you're going as of yet. You are, for the time being, free and clear in the middle of Rat Town. I'll share the Rat Town description with you if you're interested. Buxton, you would know Rat Town well. This is kind of the main area of Bilgewater. And so, yeah, Bilgewater being the main entrance, Rat Town being the kind of the lower levels outside of the slaughter docks. What do you do with your newfound freedom?
All right. Great job leading us here, Melbourne. Who the hell are you two? And I kind of look up, kind of point like an accusatory finger at the two, women around me, upwards, of course.
It's very polite if you introduce yourself before asking my name.
I adjust my hat and I say, I kind of put like my foot on like the nearest like box or something to kind of do like a good old captain's pose, and kind of like adjust like my eyebrows. I say, I be Captain Buxton of the Bearded Minnow. Nice to meet your acquaintance. And I reach out my harmonica hand.
I shake it and I take it. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Deshawn Durrell.
And then
what did you guys do back there?
It wasn't a Melbourne, you explain.
I'm Melbourne, by the way. Nice to meet you. That explosion, it wasn't us. I saw it. It was a red-headed orphan.
Mary would cross her arms a little, be like, "Oh, well, I'm glad to know that you're not the source of our chaos today. I am Kiori Sandomasa, but you can just go with Kaori for simplicity's sake. We, Deshawn and I, just arrived in Bilgewater this week."
As you guys are talking, can I get a perception check from everyone?
I've got the best eyes this side of Bilgewater.
Now, do I roll for Thornback, or is it just me?
Is Thornback the poorer? Yes, and
Yes.
He also gets, or she, is it he or she?
It is a boy.
He, I believe, gets advantage on anything to do with sight perception.
So it is a wisdom check, if I'm
He should. I think he has the skill in his character sheet, actually.
Do I just click perception on his skills?
Yeah, that should work. Great. All right, so everyone but Melbourne actually is able to see a around one of the street corners. There's someone kind of looking over at you, just like a local, and they're kind of whispering to someone else and like pointing at you, and then they kind of run off.
Blast. Looks like they're gonna go rat on us. Fitting name for this town,
What town are we in?
Rat Town, of course. I thought it was, Anyway, we should probably
Riri's
keep
not from
moving.
here. Yeah, do you guys know of anywhere that we can go? I have no idea where the hell I am.
We would appreciate your advice.
Luke, what I know, I'm gonna throw this out in chat real quick, just because I have my ahoy Métis background.
You have spent series in the open seas, know how to operate a ship. You also know various port cities across the world and experience. You have learned what customs are acceptable. It's easy for you to buy a ship than it is for other people too, and you have advantage on haggling rolls. When a friendly port city, you are in good regards. You may find refuge with certain people. That's awesome. Yes, actually, you know of a great place.
I know just the place.
Let me add this to all the players. And this is the glowing lady. So the glowing lady is not the there's like the brazen hydra, which is like the rough and tumble bar. The glowing lady is like where the more chill people go, where your captain would have gone and where you guys would have gone. And the innkeeper Obar is a good friend of yours.
We can go to Obar's place. You know, the glowing lady.
And so it's actually in Rat Town. It's a little far away from you, but you're easily able to kind of navigate the streets in that direction. Actually, let me leave that up because I want the picture. Yeah, it's, as you can see here in the image, it's on one of the kind of upper terraces. You know, there's people outside, but no one seems super interested. Generally here, people kind of mind their own business a little more than in the lower areas of Rat Town, where people will go after bounties more because, you know, there's a lot more poverty and that sort of thing.
As we're walking, I probably would have started saying, "Oh, and this is Thornback, my little friend here," and I just kind of gestured towards my little Poro friend with a little flower behind his horn. Lead the way, Sir Buxton, was it?
Captain Buxton of the Bearded Minnow.
Kiwi puts her hood on and then extracts her blades back into the place of storage and says, "Lead us, Captain."
Great.
Yeah. Aye. And I'll make my way, you know, kind of to the glowing lady, and I'll be like, all right, you know, just kind of lay low and don't do anything that I wouldn't do. And I kind of flash a toothy grin.
As you guys are making it your way to the glowing lady, yeah, I can imagine as we go into our break, the camera kind of panning up, and like you can kind of hear the sound of alarm bells, and like, you know, behind you, you know, a lot of commotion going on, but you're able to make it there without any issue as you flee the scene.